Dallas to a completely different standard than you're holding any other Housewives. For example, Potomac, Potomac is no better than Housewives of Dallas. No, it is not. It is still the same fucking nonsense that is on this show thus far. It's no different. The only thing's different, although I will say we did discuss this already, was about the race thing. That's the only thing that was made it a little bit more serious.
Right, but someone out there has to agree with me. Like,
a lot of people agree with you.
Dallas,
a lot of people agree with you.
It was just painful to watch. It was like, they would like whatever the girl is with the red hair, whatever her name is, Brandy. She got on my nerves, and she was talking about how she was over at some other one of the other housewives' houses, and the little boy's picking up shit with his bare hands, and I was like, who lets their child do this?
See, but I actually kind of love that. And again, I haven't seen it, but I actually kind of love that because usually a lot of the times on these housewives show, they're so high, like they're so like they feel like they have to be ladies and they're high and mighty. So when I started hearing about this whole like poop fart thing,
they were real.
Made me laugh because I'm like,
and
they are literally cuckoo, and I feel like that's women in Dallas. Like they're big personalities. Really cuckoo. So I am happy to hear that a little bit of that.
And even Brandy, the one that you're talking about that said that primarily it was her and her friend, the other one I can't remember, Stephanie, I think. They were talking about that. And she said after the fact on Watch What Happens Live, she said, well, I know I was talking about shit and poo or whatever she said. Did you say poo or whatever she said? And she said, the thing is, it was in the middle of my kids' potty training. And so that's all I was about was pee and poop and all that stuff. And so it was on my brain and we were just trying to have fun. We were just playing around, And so I agree with that. However, the problem I had was that they were talking about poop and pee and stuff like that at a charity event. And it was kind of like was really like out of like, not the right place for that. But the funniest thing to me, the whole night, of course, like I think I tweeted this out or whatever, was that, or posted on Facebook, was that when Leanne Locken said, oh my God, it's really Plano in here.
And people went ham.
And people went.
Like, what are you trying to say?
Don't you think that's only funny like in Texas? Like I don't think that like.
Yes, it's only funny in Texas.
Connecticut is gonna get that joke,
but that's okay. I mean? That's okay because that's what people will begin to get it now because everyone asked about it and it had to be explained to everyone. It was explained to Watch What Happens Live, and so it's explained now. But the point is that it was just a funny comment that I thought was hilarious for our people here in Dallas. But I don't know. I thought it was okay. I'm going to give it a chance. Like I told Jason last night. For me, I'm a ride or die. RO. Whatever, Housewives, Real Housewives, RHO, whatever, fan. So whatever it's going to be, a train wreck or funny or good or bad or whatever, I'm still going to watch it. So, and I'm going to give it a chance. And that's the thing. You have to understand the first episode, especially they're introducing people and
and I think that too. And I think it's also important to remember that this show was filmed to be a completely different show.
That's right.
And it was edited to be a housewife show.
Right.
So initially the show was supposed to be about charity. It was supposed to be about Tiffany moving to Dallas and kind of like getting into the social scene, which I think is why there's so much emphasis, or from what I'm hearing. Because when they were filming the show, when I was around, when they were kind of filming the shows, that's what it was pitched to me as, you know what I mean? As people were talking about it. And, when we go to events and there's like all these posters that, by entering the premises, you are agreeing to appear on a show called Making It in Dallas, So I think that's important to remember as far as like the tone is talking about the charity thing and kind of the relationship between the characters.
Right. Yeah, and I agree with you. And it's all about dynamics between the characters. That's what all these shows are about. And you don't get those dynamics until you begin to know who they are and begin to see them interact over time. And so for me, that's why I give these shows a long time to develop, because you have to get that point.
But I will say this.
Yeah.
I watched one episode. I was disappointed. If the entire season is going to be like this first episode, this franchise is not going to last long. It may last 2 seasons, tops.
That's your opinion, but okay.
It's not an opinion. It seems like more of a fact.
It ain't a fact, bitch. It's an opinion.
But you got.
It's not a fact until it happens. It hasn't happened yet.
Well, based on the first episode, a lot of people disagree with it.
A lot of people still like the show too. So just because there's people who were naysayers about it doesn't mean it's going to go away. Just because some of y'all don't like it. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Okay. Next. And then we're talking about Housewives of Potomac. because that reunion was interesting to me. And then one reason is because you're always saying about how I look, I should be on that show because of how I look and everything else.
Oh, them hoes got on my nerves too.
Yeah, I know, but I was going to say though, Giselle, the whole thing about the green contacts question. Did you hear that question?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I all my life have gotten that question. Are those really your eyes? Are those your eyes? And I was dating guys and people made me take my contacts out and everything. It's always pissed me off. So anyway, but she said, these are my eyes. I was born with them bitches. And that was the truth. And I like that. And then she said, somebody said, oh, Charisse, your friend you like over there. And was talking to Robin or whatever, and Robin was saying it's a moot point. It's a moot point. And Charisse says, no, you mean mute, darling. Mute. She's such a fucking idiot. She was saying it the right way, and she said it's mute anyway. And then Katie to Giselle tells Katie, or Giselle to Katie says to, I can't talk obviously. Katie says to Giselle, "You're renting," to call her out for the fact that she's not really owning her own home. And then of course the whole thing was about being biracial and all that kind of stuff. Did you like the reunion, or what did you think about it, Jason?
It was all right.
It was all right.
It was all right. It really didn't serve me what I needed, but it was like
Karen got read a few times though, so that was good. Karen got read.
Karen got on my.
Me
Karen
too.
got on my nerves the entire season from these.
Well, me too. I can't stand the bitch. I can't stand her.
She gets on my, and then she was talking about how someone had somebody had written in and said that you always trying to get with the cute flight instructor and yada yada yada, but would you let your husband do the same? And all the women was like, no, Karen will cut a bitch if somebody let your husband. I'm like, don't nobody want that old ass.
That's
man.
what they all said. Nobody wants your husband anyway.
Don't nobody want that man. But here's the thing. But they showed a clip of a little snippet of the next thing, the next part 2 or whatever.
Yes.
I hope they don't do a 3-part. 2 is enough.
Well, do you think Potomac is going to last or not?
According to what they're saying, no. Okay. But I was somewhat entertained by it. I didn't even watch every episode. I watched the majority of them, but not all of them.
Okay, I watched all of them. Yeah.
I was somewhat entertained, but it's not giving me like Atlanta Housewives.
Right. Well, Atlanta Housewives is the creme de la creme. There ain't nobody that's dramatic as that show. That's all got it all going on.
Right. But I mean, they once again they start throwing around the gay word and
yes.
Talk about he pinched his butt. I'm like, so what? That's their marriage. If that's what they do, and if Ashley is okay with that, then that is their marriage. Let them do what they want to do. But that's a whole nother show. We got to talk about that next week because I have a whole different thing going on about how people automatically want to call somebody gay just because they don't have tattoos, a 6-pack, dropping you off to work in your shit and slap you upside the fucking head every day. So it's like.
So we will address that next time for sure.
We will talk. I will go in depth. I will go ham, cheese, and bread on that next.
Okay, and just before we go, real quick, everybody, if you're a Housewives fan, all 89 Real Housewives ever were ranked by Thrillist.com. It's THRILLIST.com. You can go there and you can see the rankings, and I think I agree with them pretty much. They're pretty right on. So if you want to,
number one.
Who was number one? I forgot. Oh no, Teresa Giudice, whatever. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
give her that.
And it tells you why they voted them that way.
I think Nene was number 3. Somebody was number 2, but I
yeah. Okay, so we will be back next week, everybody. By the way, if you want to find out more about us, you can go to gayxyz.com. You can listen live to the show there anytime we're on live, which is every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Central. You can always go also to Spreaker.com to find us there as well, and also on iTunes. So be sure to subscribe if you want to. You can find out more about me, Donovan, at offlimitshow.com. And you be sure to follow Christian because he has a new website coming out soon.
Yes, I do.
At his website.
Yeah, so you can check out my current website, ChristianAlexanderFashion.com, before it expires and goes away forever. Or just follow me on Instagram at Christian Craven.
And Jason?
You know me, I just have Twitter. I don't have any of the other stuff. But you can follow me at Jason Be Like. It's Jason_BE_like.
And we will be back next week. Thank you so much for calling in, John. We appreciate it. And any callers that we ever have, we appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much. And those of you who are new to the show, call in. We want to hear from you, or email us at Donovan@gayxyz.com, because these stupid bitches refuse to set up their goddamn email addresses.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody. We love you. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Bye.
Bye. Sex for everyone.